guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a drugstore starter makeup kit, and I thought that this would be a great video for beginners and people who are starting out in makeup, and it will also show you some of my favorite drugstore products that I recommend. Okay, so this is a very long video, so grab some popcorn and get comfortable because it will be long. So let's go ahead and get started. For moisturizers, I did just do an updated skincare video, so I will link that below so you guys can see all of the drugstore moisturizers that I recommend. And as far as primers, I've never really tried a drugstore primer, which sucks because I really want to try one, but I don't really know a good one. So if you guys have any suggestions on what type of drugstore primer I should use, then be sure to leave it in the comment below because I don't know. So for foundation, I chose 3 because it is kind of hard for me to choose a foundation because I really love drugstore foundations. All of my foundations are actually from the drugstore. Alright, so I kind of chose them based on skin type, skin tone, and time. So for the first one I chose is Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Foundation. And it just looks like this, and it comes with a shine free core, so you won't have to worry about it being shiny. And I think that this one is a great one for beginners because it's not that heavy, so you can put it on and you don't have to worry about it being too cakey or it looks like you have on too much makeup. And it also is a good foundation for those that are in short for time and you're in a rush and you just want something that'll go. So you can just put this on and rub it in. You don't have to put on any concealer, you don't have to put on any powder. So I highly recommend that for beginners, and it's fairly new, so I'm really happy that they came out with it. And it's in a stick form, so you don't have to worry about dirtying up a brush or anything like that. The next one is a great one for all skin types, and this one is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup, and it just looks like this. And this one is one of my favorites. I think that this one will be great for any type of skin type because it's not too oily, so it won't oil up on your skin, and it doesn't look too heavy on your skin. And I also think that this is a great foundation if you're trying to get a makeup, like a full makeup look, like a beat face. I think that this one would be a great one, and like I said, it won't look like it's too much on. And this is one that you will have to wear concealer with, and you will have to wear a powder with, so I recommend that for those of you that are interested in like putting on like a full face of makeup and not just kind of half doing it. Alright, and so the last foundation is actually a CoverGirl Queen foundation, and this is the All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation. And I chose this one because I know a lot of times foundations are really hard to find for darker skin tones because if you go to the drugstore, all of the foundations, they are probably like a shade darker than me, and that's like probably the darkest that they have. So I know that it's really hard for darker skin tones to find a good foundation in the drugstore. But CoverGirl Queen is a great one for women of color, so I highly recommend this one for anyone that is interested in finding a good foundation if you are a darker skin tone. And this one is a great foundation because it has 3-in-1. You don't have to set it with a powder, and you don't have to wear concealer with it. So I highly recommend this one for anyone that is looking for a great foundation. And if you are a lighter person, then CoverGirl actually has a regular one, and it does that same thing, but it's for the lighter skin tones. That one is called CoverGirl All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation, and this one is the CoverGirl Queen All Day 3-in-1 foundation. So yeah, if you are lighter, then there is a foundation for you as well. So for powders, the powder that I recommend is actually Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder. It is a great powder to set your concealer with, and it is a great powder to set your foundation with. So I think that is great, and it's not a cakey powder, so it won't look like you have on a lot of makeup, and it is one that's not gonna crease up on you, and you don't really have to go in and blot it during the day because it doesn't kind of leave. So I think that is a great foundation. Well, pressed powder. Okay, so the next one for like a translucent powder, I recommend the Coney Airspun Loose Face Powder. And the reason why I recommend this one is because it is a translucent powder, so it's great for setting concealers and it won't look cakey. The only thing about this one is that you will have to, it is a powder that looks like this, so it does tend to get a little messy, and it has a smell to it. I like the smell, but if you're someone that doesn't really like for your products to have smells to them, well, scents to them, then I don't recommend this one. But I think that this one is a great translucent powder. Alright, so on to concealers. The concealer that I recommend is Hard Candy Glamourage Concealer, and this is my favorite concealer because it is a hard duty concealer. Supposedly this bad boy is supposed to be able to cover up tattoos and everything. I don't know, I don't have a tattoo, but as far as covering up my dark spots and covering up my dark circles, it actually does its job. So I love this concealer, and it is a hard candy product, so you only can get it from Walmart, but I think that it's great for beginners that are looking for a good concealer, because this is probably one of the best that I have gotten from the drugstore. Alright, so moving on to bronzers. You guys know that I can talk about blush and bronzers all day long, but and you guys know that my holy grail bronzer and blush is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer set. I love that thing, but I'm not going to really put that in here today because I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with all of the products. So the bronzer that I chose today is NYC Color Wheel Face Powder, and it just looks like this. The thing about this powder is that you can actually use it for multiple things. You can use the lighter color for a highlight and the darker color to bronze it, to contour in certain areas, and you can use the whole thing as a bronzer. I love it. I use it for all three purposes. I think that this is great for a drugstore price, and it does come in three shades. It does come in 3 shades. It comes in 2 lighter shades. This is the darker one. So if you are darker than me, a little bit darker than me, then you probably could use it as a face powder, I believe, because it is a face powder, so you definitely can use it as a face powder. But I use it as a bronzer because it is a little too dark for me. And for blush, I recommend a Wet n Wild blush, and this one is in the color Headless Silk. And the thing about this blush is that you are in full control of it. It looks very, very pigmented in the packaging, but it's really not. It's really pigmented, but you are really in control of it, and I really like to be in control of how much blush I'm going to be putting on. So if it's light, I really want to be able to, if it's like this, I really want to be in control of actually putting it on. So, and I do have it on today. You can see that it's really light in the packaging, but it doesn't look that light on my face. So I really like being in control of it, and it does come in multiple colors, and I think it was only about $2 or $3, so it's great for the price. Alright, so moving on to eye products. So for the eye primer that I recommend the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer, and the reason why I recommend this thing is because it's only $1, so you can't beat it for the price, and then it's sheer, so it goes great with every skin tone, and it really helps your eyeshadow stay on a really long time, and it also helps the color pigmentation of your eyeshadow. I have gone maybe 12 or 13 hours with the look on my face, and this, like, the eyeshadow has not budged. Like, the only way I got it off is rubbing it off with eye makeup removal. Like, this thing is great. The base that I recommend is the Color Tattoo by Maybelline, and the reason why I recommend these things is because they are a great base, and they're also great for eyeshadow as well. So if you're like looking for a good base, then I highly recommend these. Alright, so moving on to eye makeup. Now whenever people ask me about eyeshadows and they are beginners or just not even beginners, I always recommend a palette. And the reason why I recommend palettes is because palettes are so fun to play with, and they have so many different colors in it, so you can find like what color really goes good with your skin tone, what look goes good with your skin tone. You can create so many different looks with palettes. So I always recommend palettes to beginners and people that are like interested in buying new eyeshadows. And so the palette that I recommend is the e.l.f. 100 palette, and the reason why I recommend this is because just look at it. The colors are so beautiful in this, and it has like literally every color. So I think that is great. And then, like I said, they're so fun to play with, and you can just find which color looks right on you, and just play, like have fun with the palette. The only thing I don't like about this is that after a couple of years this happens, like the packaging of it. But other than that, I think that it is a great eyeshadow, and it goes great with the e.l.f. eyelid primer. If you can't get a hold to that palette, I recommend the Wet n Wild palettes. And the reason why I recommend these is because you get 8 colors for $5, and the color pigmentations of these palettes are great as well. I do recommend putting a primer on with them, and then they do come in little trios for about $2, so I do recommend these. So you do get a good amount of. For the eyeliner that I recommend is the L'Oreal Voluminous Smothering Eyeliner, and it just looks like this. And I think that this is a great pencil because it is one that you can line your top line with. You can line your waterline with it, and it's just a great, and you can actually use it to do a black smoky eye. So I think that that's great, and it is in pencil. And the top liner for the wing, I have always been one to do a top liner, but I know a lot of people when they first start out with makeup, they are not like me, so they're not really into lining it like that. But for me, I have always been interested in it. So the one that I recommend is the Jordana Fabuliner, and the reason why I recommend this is because of the tip of it. Like, this is one that you are in full control of. It's kind of like you're writing on your eye, so I like the fact that it's really easy to apply, and I think that these are a lot easier than the ones that are in the top or the gel liners, because they are, like I said, you're in full control, and they're really easy to grip, and you can, you know, kind of just draw, well, go where you need it to go. So I really like that. In mascaras, the mascaras that I recommend, I do have 2, and I recommend Maybelline Great Lash Lots of Lash, because this one always, every time I wear it, my lashes always look incredible. So I think that the brush has a lot to do with it. And then I noticed that when you get a mascara, you can really look at the brush and you can kind of tell how your lashes are going to go. So with this one, I think that the brush plays a lot into how you can do it. And it's really easy to get the bottom lashes. The bottom lashes. So with that, and like I said, every time I wear that, my lashes look incredible. So I highly recommend that for anyone that is interested. And then the next one is the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara, and it just looks like this. And again, the brush plays a lot into how your lashes are going to look. So it is a thicker brush, and I think that this one is good if you are one to curl your lashes with the one. So I think that this is good for that type, and it is very volumizing, and it makes your lashes extremely long. So again, every time I wear this one, my lashes look incredible as well. So moving on to lip products. So because there are so many different types of lip things out there that people are interested in, I wanted to give kind of my favorite for each type. So for lip gloss, I highly recommend the NYX Butter Gloss, and the reason why I recommend these are because they are so creamy. Like, it really feels like you're putting butter on your lips. I don't think you really want to put butter on your lips, but I think it kind of feels like you have butter on your lips. Like, it's not shiny like how butter would make your lips be, but it is really soft, and then they smell incredible. So I love these if you guys are interested in gloss. For lipstick, I recommend the Wet n Wild lipsticks, and the reason why I recommend these things is because I've had this thing for a long time, and I use it like crazy, and I really do use it like crazy. And look at how much product is actually left in this lipstick, and the color pigmentation of this lipstick is incredible, because this is one of those lipsticks where you only have to put it, like, you can put it on the bottom lip and rub your lips together, and then the pigmentation of it is just great. Like, it looks like you went around a couple of times. So I love that about this lip gloss, or this lipstick. And this one is the Wet n Wild. This one is in Cherry Bomb, but I'm not really sure exactly the name of the actual Wet n Wild product, like the lipstick thing of it. But I do love that about this lipstick. Alright, so for lip liners, I recommend the Jordana lip liner, and it just looks like this. And I really like this one because they are mechanical, and they are very pigments hit. So I highly recommend these for people that are interested in doing like coloring in your lips with lip liners. I recommend these. And for lip stains, I recommend the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Lip Color, and they look like this. And I really love these things because whenever I think about stains, I think about the fact that it's staining my lip and it's not gonna come off. So I don't really like stains that kind of tend to chap up. This thing, it doesn't leave. You have to exfoliate your lip for about 2 times before it actually comes all the way off. So I love that about this lip stain, like it actually stains. A lot of people say that if you rub your lips together, then it will chap up, and they are right, but I've noticed that if you put on a like clear gloss on top of it, it won't chap up. So at least for my lips, it won't chap. So those are all of the products that I recommend for this drugstore makeup starter kit. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to see a higher end version of this starter kit, then be sure to request it below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and share it on all of your social networks. And yeah, I don't know what else I want to say. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.